Killa Kachakos, Kuslawagaya noch Kunukwe. Laman Rono, Gigame Samama Clashenswar. Knok Ayazatlach, Quayalas is Lachano, Achlasa. Sehilumasi Waltmes. Yakyagawe, Lachens, Kolbuselach, Lachens Kuzasach, Elisa. I want to speak the rest of this in English so everybody will understand. I was out there on the farm yesterday with our nephew, son, father, and he's got two other people with him, Antonio and Carissa. The backbone of those children out there. It's amazing. But what we talked about was the colonization of North America. When the whites first come to this territory, they try to kill us off with smallpox and other things. Well, nothing's changed. The governments have now gone out and colonized our oceans. They try to take away our language, our culture. Sir John A. Macdonald said we're going to beat an Indian out of these people. The very first Prime Minister of Canada. Well, he couldn't do that. Now, after the very thing that sustained us over all these millennia, all these centuries, we know how to conserve. The almighty buck never ruled us until the white people came. I'm not saying this as a racist person. I'm saying it because it's true. And, you know, that 100-year plan they put in place years ago is still there. When you look at it, what's the difference between all those diseases out there in the fish farm being passed off to the wild stocks than the smallpox they put into the apples that we bought in Victoria and brought them this way, the blankets that we bought? What is the difference? Make a comparison. That is our sustenance. That is what keeps us going. When we don't have that, we'll end up like my brother and I just finished saying, we're going to have to move somewhere else and we've got nowhere to go. All the atrocities that's happening out there. My nephew asked me not to speak to that because he wants to come here and talk to it on his own so he can really emphasize how bad it is out there. We're here. I'm here as a Mamalula chief from Village Island. The chiefs of the Mamalula all opposed fish farms 35 years ago. But the governments didn't listen. Provincial or federal, they didn't listen. And then they handpicked some people to be the elected, rigged elections and whatnot so they could get their mandate on the table to somebody that agrees with them. And there's proof of it. And what's happening now here in our territory is happening elsewhere in the world. This is not just a local problem. It's happening in Chile. It's happening in Norway. The Sami people in Norway are fighting the same fight we're fighting right now. We've been in contact with two of the major journalists that write in Norway. The story that we have here has made front page over there. So we've got the ball rolling downhill now and it's gathering speed. The people in Chile, the indigenous people of Chile, New Zealand, they're all going through the same thing. It's a global conspiracy that's happening. It's not just us. And we need to get to the United Nations in New York and get them on side and get them to enforce the rights of all indigenous peoples of this world. Yes, we may be a minority, but when the white man came, we were the majority. They killed us off. Some tribes never ever existed again. Now they're doing that to our fish. That Rio-Piscine virus that's out there right now, it's not prejudicial. It kills everything that comes in contact with it. And I'm a politician. I go to fishery DFO meetings, and I've been trying to tell them that ever since Alex Morton and the Sea Shepherd came here last year. But they're not listening as usual. Now we have the proof. I was on that farm last year when they charged a bunch of John and Jane Does, and they backed off on it because they knew that we have the evidence now. If you see the videos that are coming out of there, you probably wouldn't be able to eat your lunch because of the rot and the fish that they're selling. Skinless fish being cleaned up and sold to the market. My God. That stuff that's in those pens right now, I wouldn't feed to my dog. Gospel truth. Gospel truth. And we're here to stop it. There's all kinds of court cases been won on our side. The Canadian government refuses to read those cases in Parliament and make them law. Another form of racism. But I'd like to get a hold of the Norwegians, I'd like to get a hold of the Chileans, I'd like to get a hold of the New Zealanders. I want them to come here, to come and show us unity. Because we're fighting the same battle. Feel like